Well, I got my shot today. I didn't want to do it, but I work for a company that mandates it, and I had until September 30th to get it done or I'm out. I respect everyone's decision. I really do. Yeah. But to mandate it is sick. Mm-hmm. And it's scary to me in many ways. But I have a job that I love, and frankly, a job that I need.
Should be noted that after being forced to take it, ESPN retaliated against the great Sage Steele, who's been bringing me sports forever. I'm a huge fan. So joining me now, former ESPN anchor, now free agent broadcaster, and someone who was brave enough to actually step up and speak out and was punished for it, the great Sage Steele. Okay, Sage, looking back now on all that, are you proud of yourself for being brave enough to speak out? How do you look back at you from a couple years ago, and what do you think about that?
That is a great question, and I've had a lot of time, Jesse, and thank you for having me on. I've had a lot of time to think about what it would feel like once it ended at ESPN. And even if you think you're prepared, you're not. That's what I've learned. Listen, I am so sad that it had to come to this, that I was forced to make a decision. And I obviously made the decision at the time because I needed my job and I love my job. But it was what happened after that, I think. So yeah, it sounds weird to say former ESPN and free agent. Those are the terms I usually talk about NFL players, not about myself. But it's been, a week, I guess, and I'm grasping it slowly but surely. And just trying to, it's like I'm day to day. There's another athlete term with injury. I'm not hurt, but like I'm day to day as far as where I am here,
Well, Sage, I think you should be prouder of yourself than you are for being brave enough to speak out. I will tell you, I get tons of emails to my show, tons, and especially during the height of all that mandate stuff, people were scared and felt forced. People had bills to pay. People felt like they had to give it to their kids to keep them in school or sports, and that's a very real thing. For people who don't have kids, they don't understand. Your kid puts 10 years into marching band, he's staring at a college scholarship, and you tell him he's got to take something that's safe for him, and you don't want him to, they're probably going to do it. Americans were forced against their will to take something, and Sage, that was a wake-up call for me about America's relationship with their employers who turned out to be hostile actors. I'm sorry, they did.
I'm sorry, too. Listen, I'll never forget that feeling of that day, which was the last day I could get the shot before, in order to be fully vaxxed by the deadline that Disney and ESPN had imposed. And I was sick to my stomach. I was very emotional. And I want to make clear, I respect everyone's choices. Always have, always will. I'm on record saying that. I said it on the podcast with Jay Cutler. It's the mandate part. That's the choice that I believe I should make for myself and for my children and everyone else. So there's just a huge difference to me between vaccines and being forced to take it, the mandate. And yes, I look back now as maybe courage, brave, whatever. But I think you get to a certain point in your life, regardless of what it's about. And when there are certain lines crossed, you got to take action, because I believe if you don't, it's kind of on you at that point, if that makes sense. Like, you might not like what someone's doing, but then you do have a voice, even if you feel silenced. There are risks. There are inherent risks. I've been quite scared, but I also have a strong faith. And I feel like doing the right thing for me is going to pay off. I don't know what it looks like, but that's my belief.
You want to watch our special on George Washington? It's freaking awesome. Well, you can. All you have to do is become a First TV supporter. That gives you access to all of our specials on demand, and it's cake. All you have to go to is thefirsttv.com/support. Thefirsttv.com/support. Become a supporter. Enjoy learning about George Washington.